Hello friends! In this video, we will get acquainted with the updates and brand new items presented in the Cappellini showroom in the heart of Milan. This year, Cappellini is presenting new collections, reissues, and works by completely new and innovative authors, combining them with renowned design classics. And all of this is presented in incredibly beautiful and intricate arrangements and compositions that literally look like scenes of modern design. At the same time, the landscape of these compositions has its origins in natural motifs, fundamentally in essence, at least in terms of the color palette. Therefore, the tones are muted and very natural, which is indeed somewhat unusual for Cappellini. We are already very well familiar with the millipede multi-leg table by Demora Studio. The collection is expanding, and now there are the new millipede shelves. Moreover, they can be made in a variety of different finishes, and styles, and designs. And in the classic finish with a harmonious and elegant combination of black metal and raw brass with beautifully elegant red shelves, and in a more restrained and subtle color scheme, stylish white shelves and refined chrome legs. The table pairs perfectly with design classics, specifically with the classic chair, which is exactly what it's called. This creation by Piero Lissoni originally appeared in 1995 and is now being reissued almost 30 years later in various finishes such as matte, glossy, and textured, as both chairs and lounge chairs, providing versatile seating options. You can choose the finish for the seat, including options like leather, fabric, or synthetic materials, as well as the finish for the wooden structure. The small and compact pitch tables have also been recently updated this year. They were introduced last season, which was quite successful. Designed by Nendo, he brought an Asian aesthetic to this beautiful and intricate, small yet significant piece. Let me remind you, pitch is inspired by the movement of Asian chopsticks. Well, we can actually recognize these chopsticks in the structure. The update, however, is in the tabletops. This year, they are made from a composite material that slightly more resembles concrete in texture and appearance. The original version had wooden tabletops. The highly anticipated and undoubtedly exciting launch of the Ludo Sofa collection is a perfectly logical and much-awaited development of the extremely successful Ludo armchairs and Ludino chairs. And they have the same lush, luxurious, generous forms while providing a very balanced seating area in terms of depth, height, and backrest angle. In other words, these sofas are comfortable to sit on. And they are also very easy to get up from. And of course, a wide variety of new fabrics such as these are offered, including for these sofa compositions. By the way, the compositions can be customized individually, allowing these items to fit perfectly into any interior, such as a living room. And of course, these incredibly comfortable sofas pair beautifully and wonderfully with the Ludo lounge chairs, which literally beckon and attract with their extreme comfort and relaxation. There is also an update here, at least in terms of upholstery fabrics, which in my opinion also look quite expressive and definitely unusual. A good sofa composition, of course, cannot do without ottomans. Here they are as cute as can be. The upholstery naturally can vary, but it can even be different within a single piece. In the same way, you can choose the finish for the base of these poufs, such as various beautiful, elegant, and stylish options. It matches the colors that are available in the range of coffee tables. Moreover, the coffee tables can come in 2 different diameters and 2 different heights. And of course, you can mix and match the colors. It's a great pleasure, especially since they have very interesting and complex shades. In contemporary classics, the renowned British duo Barber and Oscarby elegantly presents a beautifully crafted marble table called Bottle. As we can clearly see, the base is essentially shaped like a bottle, onto which the tabletop literally fits and is held by gravity. There are no mechanical fastenings. It looks absolutely particularly great in a really contrasting design, but if you prefer a monochromatic look, that option is also available. By the way, the classic pieces from Piero Lissoni also look quite good and are indeed extremely comfortable as well. Giulio Cappellini's approach to forming a collection is based on the search for talent. And by the way, those classics whom we now consider to be classics were once young too, and indeed many of them were actually discovered by Giulio Cappellini. And here he introduces several new names, primarily of Asian origin, and some others. This is Daisuke Kitagawa, who designed the Flow coffee tables. They come in various sizes and have a very unique architecture. And due to the different levels of glass surfaces, a very unusual, non-trivial, I would say, optical effect. Not only sofa compositions can be modular, but also quite small items such as tables and chairs. Renowned Taiwanese designer Xiang Hangshu has introduced the highly innovative and new X-table system. This is a base that features an X-shaped silhouette which can be stacked to 1, 2, or even 3 levels, thereby varying the comfort of the table or allowing it to be used in different areas. Cappellini has always worked at the intersection of mass and collectible design, and this season features several limited editions of iconic items. A buffet called Out of Scale by designer Elena Salmistraro has been released in a limited edition of 9 pieces. It certainly represents a blend of post-rationalist, or if you undoubtedly prefer, postmodernist architecture. Well, in particular, it certainly and undoubtedly reminds me of the well-known Torre Velasco, an iconic building in Milan that at one time caused a storm of outrage but has truly become an essential part of the skyline of this very remarkably wonderful city. Another striking piece, inspired by architecture, created by a Middle Eastern duo with offices in Istanbul and Riyadh, is called Reggio Design Studio, with intricate details and innovative design elements that reflect the rich cultural heritage of the region. And the girls, which is already surprising for these conservative countries, came up with a bookshelf that reminds us of the brutalist aesthetic in architecture. It has a very bright color and it's made of wood. It's also a limited edition, so friends, jot this down in your notebooks. You definitely need to reserve it immediately. As they say, the first editions are indeed always the most valuable, so you can literally become the owners of future antiques. This year, the publishing house Atashen is releasing a monograph of works by Mark Newson, covering the last 40 years of his creativity. And for this remarkable event, an exhibition of the wonderful author's work has been organized in the Cappellini showroom. Presented are classic items, primarily the felt chair, the argon chaise lounge, the undoubtedly distinctive and unique wooden chair, and of course the equally expressive embryo. As for the felt chair, 3 absolutely unique pieces were released for this event, featuring leather finishes in very unusual shades. By the way, 2 of them have already been bought, so while we're filming this video, it seems the 3rd one is going too, and all of this will remain in our memory and in history. As for the Argon Loungers, a limited edition of 9 pieces was released for this event in a very charming sky blue color. Each piece is unique and exclusive, crafted with meticulous attention to detail. And here you can also undoubtedly manage to grab, and once again, perhaps future antiques. But if you happen to miss out or can't afford it, I hope you'll be able to afford one of the regular items from the Cappellini collection. For workaholics, I definitely recommend the Rigo desk, again designed by Mark Newson. It is also worth mentioning that Cappellini has recently introduced an outdoor collection which I definitely highly recommend you check out. It is largely inspired by the brand's aesthetics and its classic and timeless pieces. Well, Giulio Cappellini himself indeed actually participated in its development. He is the author of quite a large number of very renowned and famous items in his own eponymous collection. And of course, all the items by Cappellini, design classics, and young talents harmoniously blend perfectly with each other and will help you create unique interiors that will only highlight your refined taste and elegance. If you haven't noticed this brand yet, now is the time to do so. Well, that's all for now. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.